What is good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Reese the Sideliner. You already know, man. Who? Not as crazy. Well, not as spectacular, I would say, a trade deadline as last year's was with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant being moved. But still a very, very wild trade deadline. I got all of them right here in front of me, going all the way back to yesterday with the first trade. I ain't gonna lie. I was a little scared, man. We had maybe one or two trades yesterday, maybe even three. And then I wake up this morning, no overnight trades, so I'm like, okay. I go to work. That's why this video is so late, because I had to work today. Unfortunately, all day. Yeah, man, I go to work. I'm on my way to work. I'm like, bro, no Woj, no Sham alerts, no Chris Haynes. So I'm like, okay, what's going on, bro? Is it really about to be like a dead, trade deadline? And I'm like, man, that would suck. That would honestly suck. But around, noon-ish, 10, 11, something like that, bro. I'm getting alerts. It's going crazy. Everything went nuts today. A lot of teams that were speculated to make moves did make moves. A lot of teams that were speculated to make moves did not make moves. Most notably the Atlanta Hawks, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Chicago Bulls. They did not make a single move. So very, very head scratching by those three organizations who are, what really are y'all trying to do at this point? But we're gonna get into all that later. Let's start off. We just gonna start naming trades, bro. So y'all guys stay tuned, stay locked in with your boy. Yesterday, Utah Jazz traded Simone Fontecchio to the Detroit Pistons for a 2024 second-round pick and Kevin Knox. Fontecchio will be a restricted free agent this summer, and the Pistons made the trade to keep him as part of the franchise long-term core. He had a lot of suitors at this trade deadline, which was surprising to me because he's been playing. I mean, if you're playing that well, then yeah, your value is going to be up there. So it's not that surprising, but it is surprising that they were shopping him because of how well he was playing. So they made that move, though. Not really I don't understand why the Jazz would trade Fontecchio for a second-round pick and Kevin Knox. Maybe we'll see later down the line. Like they said, he will be a restricted free agent, so they could have bought him back for whatever money that another team would have thrown at him. But with that being said, moving right ahead, yesterday as well, the Memphis Grizzlies traded Xavier Tillman to the Boston Celtics and for 2 second-round picks. So the Celtics got Xavier Tillman, and the Grizzlies got the 2 second-round picks. Those were 2027 second round for Atlanta and a 2030 second round from Dallas that are going to the Memphis Grizzlies. And then, you get Boston gets Xavier Tillman, who we saw have a very, very solid playoff series last year against Anthony Davis. And that is, a security blanket for if Porzingis continues his in and out of the lineup. Al Horford, he's old as hell, so who knows? That's just extra security in that regard. It gives them another front court player on this championship run. Excuse me. The Detroit Pistons also, man, they had a fire sale. They traded everybody. They traded literally everybody. Well, not literally everybody, but a lot of players are not on this team no more. So Monte Morris was sent to Minnesota from Detroit. The Timberwolves sent over Shake Milton, Troy Brown Jr. in the second-round pick, so they did have to give up players that were playing very, very solid for them. Shake Milton, a 3-and-D bucket. Same with Troy Brown. He's been hitting the 3-ball very, very solid this year. And they do that to give them another ball handler, point guard-minded, pass-minded player. He is a guy that can get a shot off, but Monte Morris is a solid either in a starting role or a backup point guard that can get you 4, 5, 6 assists per game. So that's why they went and did that for this that playoff push. Let's see. The Timberwolves pursued several point guards on the market over the last couple months and landed on a reliable playoff-tested veteran in Morris, who will be a free agent after the season. So I'm not really sure what the contracts of Troy Brown Jr. and who else was in that trade? Shake Milton were looking like, but they take a chance on a guy when they are one of the top 3 seeds in the Western Conference to try and really make that championship push for this season. But he will be a free agent this offseason. So last night I saw a tweet for, it was NBA Central. It said Gordon Hayward's time with the Hornets is up. Per Rod Boone, he's gone. And I'm like, damn, they just like he's gone. Like, it's over with. Like, it sounds, I don't know if like they had a rocky situation over there or not. I want to say it wasn't so well to begin. But yeah, he ended up, surprisingly enough, in OKC. We'll get to that, the trade details for that a little bit later. But this was the first trade that popped off this morning. It was 10:24 a.m. Eastern Time. Indiana is nearing a deal to send Buddy Hield to the 76ers. That was from Shams. And then the trade actually went through. The Pacers sent Buddy Hield over to the Sixers for Marcus Morris, Furkan Korkmaz, and 3 second-round picks. It wasn't like that much of a shock because Buddy Hield, Miles Turner, they were in speculation to be traded for the past couple seasons. I want to say Buddy Hield even requested a trade over the summer. So we knew it was a possibility, but with how good that the Pacers have been this year, obviously they're not one of the top 3-4 teams out east, but they are one of the better young rising teams out there. So with how good they have been playing and how up and down just a little bit for Buddy, but he's still one of the best shooters in the league. Furkan Korkmaz, Marcus Morris, 3 second-round picks. Like, that's just, you really just traded Buddy Hield just to get the second-round picks, because Marcus Morris and Furkan, they're probably not going to play in the system. This is a very fast team. They like to get out and run. They probably can work a little bit, but just with how the Pacers play, I don't see those two really, getting much playing time. But who knows? We'll see. Utah Jazz traded Kelly Olynyk and Ochai Agbaji to the Toronto Raptors for Kerry Lewis Jr. and Otto Porter Jr. and a 2024 first rounder. Minuscule trade, but a trade nonetheless. And this was the trade for Gordon Hayward. The details: the Oklahoma City Thunder finalized a deal to trade Trey Mann and Davis Bertans to the Charlotte Hornets for Gordon Hayward. Like I said in one of my past videos, we just had Trey Mann just sitting on the bench. His value is at an all-time low because he doesn't really play. But a lot of teams, they know what Trey Mann is, who Trey Mann is, and what he could bring to a team. He's only, 22, 23 years old, I think. And he's not going to be asking for a max contract. He's not that kind of guy. He's not worth that kind of money. So you could bring him back on a minimum contract once his rookie deal is up, if it isn't already. And he's just he has a lot of upside because he was in such a young system where everybody's fighting and eating for minutes. He just ended up falling out of the rotation. But when he was playing, Trey Mann was a very, very solid piece for us over in OKC. I want to say Micic was moved in that deal as well. I saw that somewhere, but I don't think I have the screenshot of that. So, yeah, I'll look into that in a minute. So, like I said, the Detroit Pistons, they had a fire sale, bro. They finalized the deal to send Alec Burks to the Knicks. Finally. And, this trade was coming out in pieces, but it looked to me like it was supposed to be a conjoined trade. It just came out separately. So the Knicks got Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks from the Pistons for Quentin Grimes, Evan Fournier, Malachi Flynn, and 2 second-round picks. Q Grimes, just like I was saying about Trey Mann, he wasn't in like a really young team, but he did have hella upside. You saw it, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Quentin Grimes is going to be a very special player in this league. But for what the Knicks are trying to do right now, I think Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks are perfect, literally perfect pieces to throw into this system, especially with OG Anunoby going down with that elbow procedure. He's going to be out for about 3 weeks. We'll get the details, more of those details as the procedure is finished. But I saw that a little bit ago before I started recording a video. So that is perfect. They get 2 guys that can fill in immediately in the spot of OG Anunoby. Obviously not defensively. Neither one of them are even close to him. But on the offensive end, you don't lose any. Like, they score better than OG, honestly. So that's a huge plus for them, especially come playoff time. I would have loved to see the Malcolm Brogdon deal, you know, get some traction, and maybe he gets moved to New York as well. But I think the 2 players that they got really outweighs just Malcolm Brogdon alone, because it would have really, I think it would have only been Malcolm Brogdon and maybe a guy that really wouldn't have been in a rotation. So this one is perfect because I know both of these dudes will play in the system that Tom Thibodeau loves to run. And yeah, like I was saying, Micic, Davis Bertans, and Trey Mann, along with some draft compensation, was traded to the Hornets for Gordon Hayward. So yeah, I did see that correctly. Moving right ahead, the Raptors traded Dennis Schroeder to the Nets for Spencer Dinwiddie. That was one of the more random trades of the day, but they did a couple more moves. The Washington Wizards traded Dale Gafford to the Mavericks for Rashawn Holmes and draft compensation. They also were a team that made another move or two. Dennis Smith Jr. also was in that trade in the Raptors Nets trade. Thaddeus Young is coming over to the Nets. So you had Dennis Smith Jr. and Spencer Dinwiddie head to Toronto. Dennis Schroeder and Thaddeus Young are coming to Brooklyn. Detroit Pistons waived Joe Harris. The Charlotte Hornets also traded P.J. Washington to the Dallas Mavericks for Grant Williams, Seth Curry, and a first-round pick. That one was like, whoa. I knew PJ was on the market, but I didn't know his value. And that's not an overpay whatsoever. Seth Curry wasn't really playing a lot of minutes for the Mavericks, if any. Grant Williams, yeah, he was playing okay to start the season, but he just kind of there's not really much going on with Grant Williams over there in Orlando. In Dallas. So P.J. Washington, a guy that we know can score the ball. He can also stretch the floor a little bit better than Grant Williams, in my opinion. And his defense is, it's not top tier, but he can defend on the perimeter and in the interior as well. So I like that move for Dallas. That's one of those, that's that wing player that they were looking for that can, the versatile wing that can really do it all on the floor. As far as scoring the ball and playing defense, Charlotte also received a 2027 first rounder from Dallas. Top 2 protected, and they sent 2 second rounders to the Mavs, a part of that deal. Brooklyn Nets also kind of had a fire sale, but they didn't trade any of their top guys, and the moves that they made didn't get them any better. It actually got them worse. So I'm really not understanding the direction that the Nets are going in. I thought, we would have saw Mikal Bridges get moved today, maybe Cam Johnson, Cam Thomas, hell, Nicholas Claxton. But no, they ended up trading Royce O'Neal to the Phoenix Suns for salaries and 3 second-round picks. The Memphis Grizzlies sent David Roddy over to the Suns for a pick swap as part of a 3-team trade with Phoenix and Brooklyn. Oh, so the Suns get Royce O'Neal and David Roddy for their postseason rotation, it says. So, hey, the Suns are looking a little bit better, bro. David Roddy's a bigger body that can really give guys trouble in the post. He also can stretch the floor pretty well. Royce O'Neal, we know he's a perimeter guy. As far as 3-and-D goes, he got that on lock. And it says Phoenix has 2 roster spots open to pursue additions on the buyout market. So we could see the Phoenix Suns doing a little bit more once once all this is over, buyout market hits. You know, you got Kyle Lowry out there. Joe Harris got waived earlier. Spencer Dinwiddie got waived by the Raptors. So there are some guys that are going to be on the buyout market that the Suns could possibly pursue. But maybe not any of those guys, because I know about like the second curtain and things like that. I don't really know the details on all that, but I know contending teams can't go after certain caliber players like Kyle Lowry. The Suns, I don't think, will be able to pursue. So we'll see though. And then this one was funny, bro. Patrick Beverley broke his own trade before Woj or Shams. It says breaking. This is from the Pat Bev Pop. Breaking. At Pat Bev 21 to the Milwaukee Bucks. Like, he's a character, bro. He's fucking hilarious. I think it's so hilarious, bro. So in that deal, it was Patrick Beverley to the Sixers for Cam Payne and a second round pick, which is a 2027 pick. And then the Brooklyn, oh man, I'm tired, bro. I've been up all day. The Brooklyn Nets are waiving Harry Giles III. The Detroit Pistons released Killian Hayes. That was the biggest one for me. And it's hilarious. It's not hilarious because, you know, you never want to see dudes that work their ass off to get where they are, just get released, especially at a young guy. He was the number 7 pick. He was the 7th overall pick in the 2021 draft. So this is literally 3 years ago this kid was drafted, and now he's, just a free agent. He and his camp were requesting a change of scenery. Essentially, they wanted to get traded out of Detroit, and Detroit said, "Hey, change of scenery. How about you sit your ass at home?" So, best of luck to Killian Hayes. You definitely hate to see things like this, but I really, really hope somebody, hell, Lakers, call up Killian Hayes. You know what I mean? They always attach to somebody in some way, form, or fashion. The Lakers want everybody on their team, so who knows? This tweet comes from Chris Haynes. I was screenshotting little side notes as well throughout the day regarding the trade deadline. He says the probable path for the Los Angeles Lakers is standing pat at the trade deadline with potential to acquire another star player in the offseason when armed with 3 first-round picks. They're about to go down the same exact road that they just went down 2 years ago with the Russell Westbrook signing, bro. It doesn't make sense. Who's a free agent this offseason? Y'all think y'all about to get Kawhi or Paul George? It's not happening. It's not happening. Who's next? What, DeMar DeRozan? That's going to be the guy, the star player? I mean, it says 3 first-round picks, so they're probably going to try to make a trade, but it's like, for them to have made a deal, they would need some kind of draft capital. I want to say they only have the 2029 pick left. They might have 2027 still, but they would need more draft capital than they actually have at the moment. So I guess it makes sense, but golly, bro, like, y'all about to just see the same exact thing for the rest of the season. Like, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. So then, moving right ahead, Memphis is acquiring Yuta Watanabe from the Suns in that 3-team trade. The Suns sent out Keita-based Diop, Jordan Goodwin, and Chimezie Metu. I like Jordan Goodwin with the Suns, man. I'm not going to lie to you. I really did. It sucks. It really sucks. Daniel House was waived by the Detroit Pistons as well. So like I said, they were just cleaning house up there in Detroit, bro. But unlike Killian Hayes, he is expected to be pursued by multiple contenders, Shams says. So nothing to worry about as far as job security or getting another job for Daniel House. He should probably be signed in the buyout market in the next few days or so. The Spurs traded Doug McDermott to the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers will send the Spurs a future second-round pick. So you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of minuscule trades going on. The Pacers traded Marcus Morris and the second-round pick, a second-round pick and cash to the Spurs for Doug McDermott. So Marcus Morris was moved twice today. Now he is going to be in San Antonio. Doug McDermott is coming over to Indiana. The Hawks, we thought everybody for the past 2 months, this was the hottest name on the market ever since Zach LaVine went down. They decided that they're keeping DeJounte Murray, and I wonder. Okay, it says no trade for him, so they just couldn't get in. They were actively shopping him. They were trying to figure things out, but nothing really transpired. So that's why they're just going to end up keeping him. And I want to say he has 2 more years on his deal, so who knows? Off season come around, they could definitely go ahead and still shop him. He's definitely going to be probably a Laker. I'm gonna call it right now. Those 3 first-round picks, they probably waiting on DeJounte Murray, and that's, he was linked to them. That's probably why the Lakers didn't make that trade, because they're like, damn. I mean, he do got a couple more years. We need a couple more picks. Let's just wait till the offseason, you know what I mean? So they probably got a under the table agreement going on. Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if that's what actually happens. And like I said, I was screenshotting everything today, bro. So the Spurs are likely to buy out Marcus Morris. So the man is not going to be on the team. He will be in the buyout market, but there's a possibility he can be signed by a contending team as well. The Milwaukee Bucks are trading Robin Lopez to the Sacramento Kings. Lopez is expected to be waived and become a free agent. So a lot of dudes lost jobs today. And then the reason Spencer Dinwiddie was waived was to avoid the Toronto Raptors having to pay him a $1.5 million upcoming contract bonus for amount of games played. They didn't want that on their hands. So not giving you $1.5 million just for getting traded to my team. No, we don't even want you here. Like, bye. I like Spencer Dinwiddie. He was one of my favorite players, a part of that Brooklyn Nets team that had D'Angelo Russell, Karis LeVert. Who else was on that team? Jared Dudley. All those, the bench mob, the dancing, all the stuff we've seen on social media. I really enjoyed that team, and Spencer Dinwiddie was one of the big reasons of that. But this season, he just ain't been, he ain't been a basketball player for some of it. They think he's on strike, so I would have released his ass too. Rising Stars, we got a lot of stuff that came out today. Rising Stars, Jeremy Sohan will replace the injured Shaedon Sharpe on Team Jalen for the Panini Rising Stars game. 76ers traded Jaden Springer to the Celtics for a second-round pick. Boston Celtics. This is a team that, if you watch the Kenny Beecham podcast, Shams was on there last week, and he was saying that even though the Celtics are, one of the best teams in the league, they are going to be active in the trade at the trade deadline. And I didn't know how active they were going to be. I'm thinking it's like 1, maybe 2 trades. No, they made a few. They traded Delano Benton to the Portland Trailblazers for a heavily protected second-round pick. I didn't even know you could protect second-round picks. I'm going to be real with you. They got better, I guess, when you consider Xavier Tillman. Delano Benton really wasn't, an essential piece to this team. And then Jaden Springer, I guess, would be his replacement. I mean, it's the Celtics. They didn't really need to do anything. But, just adding Xavier Tillman, they got better. So, W for the Celtics. Warriors ended up trading Corey Joseph to the Pacers. Pacers was mad active as well, bro. Which we expected, but they didn't get a lot in return. Like, they got Corey Joseph, they got Marcus Morris, who they ended up trading to San Antonio for Doug McDermott. So, okay, I forgot about the Doug McDermott move. And then they also have Furkan Korkmaz. So they went and got shooters. They went and got some shooters. Okay, so they did. Okay, my fault. They got some shooters. League sources. This is from Mark Stein. League sources tell The Stein line that Kyle Lowry is Philadelphia's priority in the buyout market if Lowry indeed negotiates his release from Charlotte. Oh man, I'm looking like, bro, when was Kyle Lowry traded to Charlotte? Oh my gosh, bro. Oh man. It's been a long day, bro. It's been a long day. Sources add that the Lakers will join Dallas in the buyout pursuit of Spencer Dinwiddie. So I mean, Lakers always attached to somebody. Like I said, Spencer Dinwiddie wouldn't be a bad look for them though. The Memphis Grizzlies waive Victor Oladipo. Hated to see that one, man. VO is one of my guys. One of the guys that I actually enjoyed watching his game, like his mid-range game, the evolution of his three ball, his athleticism. Obviously, like dude can sing too. Like Victor Oladipo is just one of my, I guess you could say, not favorite NBA players like of all time. Like he's one of my favorite players. He's a player that I'm checking for. So the fact to see him lose his job like that, hopefully he gets picked up in a buyout. I don't know what his health is looking like, but that's possibly the reason why. Pacers waived Corey Joseph. So yeah, they traded. Oh man, crazy. So I just came across the screenshot for OG Anunoby. He had surgery to remove a loose bone fragment in his right elbow and will miss a minimum of 3 weeks. The procedure is considered minor. He's expected to resume basketball activities in 3 weeks. That's from Woj. He had tried resting, but this procedure turned out to be the best route to get him fully healed and playing again for the stretch run and postseason. So, loose bone fragment sounds uncomfortable as hell. Just to miss a few weeks, you're definitely fortunate, and to be able to return to basketball activities in just a few weeks, that's definitely huge for the Milwaukee Bucks. Golly, can y'all tell I'm tired? For the New York Knicks, especially the fact that Julius Randle is still out. So, getting Alec Burks and Bojan was literally perfect for them. Missing two of their best players, their second and third best player. You bring in two guys that can kind of fill a little bit of their roles, as far as scoring goes at least. That's definitely huge for the Knicks. The Hornets waived James Bouknight, not surprised there. The Pacers waived Furkan Korkmaz. So what the hell? Oh man, what did the Pacers actually trade for? Doug McDermott? They traded for Doug McDermott. Okay, whatever. Warriors sent $5.8 million with Corey Joseph to the Pacers. The move delivered the Warriors an additional $3.75 million in savings. Golden State has to add another player to the roster, so they're most likely going to use that money in the buyout market. I think that's all the moves, man. That is all the moves. I'm definitely surprised the Thunder went out and got Gordon Hayward. That's not a guy that I was even hearing any rumors related to the Thunder. So that one was definitely a surprise, but as long as he can stay healthy, I'm pretty confident that Gordon Hayward will be a very, very solid and essential piece come playoff time. His scoring is, he's still around 15. He can still get around 15, 20 a game. He's not going to get that many playing in this system because Shea, he's going to average his 30. You got Giddey. You got J-Dub averaging nearly 20. Chet. So he's not going to be a third option. He most likely will be the fourth option behind J-Dub and Chet. But at the same time, we know he is more of a second, third option kind of scorer. So I'm very excited about that. The New York Knicks, like I said, I think they won the trade deadline picking up Bojan. Alec Burks filling in for an injured Julius Randle and OG Anunoby at the moment. They're still one of the best teams out east. So getting those guys for basically pennies on a dollar, you love it, bro. You absolutely love it. Like I mentioned in a couple videos, I want to say it was on one of my episodes of the Sideline Perspective. This team, the New York Knicks, were a couple moves, maybe one move away from actually being a scary contender. And now that Joel Embiid is missing time, may possibly the entire season, I don't want to get nobody's head pumped up that he can return, because you got to think. I had to think about it. I went and watched the Heliocentric Pee Wee the Plug's podcast, and he was saying, ain't no way this man is coming back from a repaired meniscus in 30 days. They said he will be back in 1 to 2 months. 1 month is 31 days. Ain't no way in hell he's coming back from a torn meniscus repair. They ain't even came out and said if it was a full repair yet, I don't think. Unless I just been under the rock. But yeah, bro. No way in hell. So I'm leaning more towards, because we're nearly middle of February, I'm leaning more towards Joel Embiid missing the rest of this season and the playoffs. If it would be in his best interest if he sat out for the rest of this season, regardless of, I mean, if they can get to the second round without him, oh yeah, and he's good to go, suit up, big dog, suit up. We about to make a push, but don't try to force it coming back round one and y'all going against the Knicks, or y'all got to go against the Cavs. Like, if y'all are not one of the top 4 seeds and y'all can go against one of those lower seeds, y'all, as opposed to having to grind out round one, sit out. It just don't make sense. It just don't make sense to come back and keep risking that injury. The Milwaukee Bucks starting lineup. At point guard, you got 34-year-old Damian Lillard. At shooting guard, you got 36-year-old Patrick Beverley. Small forward is 33-year-old Chris Middleton. Power forward is 29-year-old Giannis Antetokounmpo. And your center is 36-year-old Brook Lopez. That is an average of 33 years old. Their starting lineup. That's not, when you on an average, that's not terrible. But 34, 36, 36, 33 even. Like, I know this is a win now, but, this isn't looking good for the future. You know what I'm saying? You got so much money tied up in Dame, so much money tied up in Giannis. I want to say Chris got him a little bag. I don't know, man. That's something that we will have to, look at in the future. But for win now, Patrick Beverley, hell yeah. Hell yes. Hell yes. You're about to see a totally different beast defensively for the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm not going to say everybody about to lock in. I'm not saying Dame is about to be, just zoned in on defense. Him and Pat Bev even got a little beef going on. So, Patrick Beverley worked it out with Russell Westbrook. He could work it out with Dame. I know he can. But, Patrick Beverley, bro, perfect. Literally perfect for the Milwaukee Bucks, what they needed right now. Giving up Drew Holiday, Marcus Smart, just right there with Drew Holiday is one of the, revered as the best defending guard in the league. And then I say Pat Beverley and Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso is a step above Patrick Beverley. But Patrick Beverley is still a dog out there, bro. So I love that move for the Milwaukee Bucks, man. And I see this video has just hit 36 minutes of recording. When I edit it, it's probably going to get down to about 34. But anyway, that's a little too long for my liking. So I'm going to shut up now. I know I didn't go in depth, but hella trades. I had to get all that out. Like I said, I was working all day. Couldn't really do much extra, typing of things, what are my thoughts and things like that. I just came home and turned on the camera B. So if you tuned in, I appreciate you. If you're new around here, subscribe to your boy, man. If you remember last year, we was locked in around this time. Tomorrow will, mark a year that we started doing this NBA talk. Kevin Durant was traded. And I'm like, damn, I gotta turn on my camera, bro. And we here a year later, 94 subscribers. So we about to keep going. We on the road to 100, 6 away. And I'd appreciate it if y'all could get me there, at least by March, end of March, by playoffs. We trying to hit 100. So I appreciate y'all, man. I'm about to go to sleep. I need some food, and I'm about to go to sleep by the end of this video. I'll see y'all on the next one. Saturday, Sideline Perspective, episode 6. You don't want to miss it. We will go in depth on these trades as much as we can. Some buyout market talk. I'll catch y'all, man. Peace.